Hi, my name is Elise Blundell. I am the Head of Marketing for the Business and Commercial Banking Division in Standard Bank, South Africa. I'm sorry that I'm unable to be there with you today, and my deepest condolences to the people of France for the recent unrest. Why am I here to talk to you today? In 2013, we looked at the market and realized that we needed a platform to showcase small enterprises in South Africa because they play a vitally important role in our economy. We also realized that we needed a platform for the bank to be able to engage with our target market on. We needed to be able to listen, to talk, and to give insights. As a result, we created a reality program called Think Big. It was classified as edutainment, and it ran for 10 weeks from July to September in 2014. In 2015, we won the Amasa Award for the Think Big reality program. Amasa is the South African Advertising and Media Association, and we won the category for the Best Integrated Business-to-Business program. What I'm really here to tell you about is not about the win, but what we did around the program to really bring it to life and how we leveraged every single platform available to us. But before I get to the program, I'd like to first give you some context of South Africa and Africa, which we operate within. Africa is a land of opportunity. Many investors invest their money to get higher returns on the African continent. Two stats that I just want to highlight here is that of the 20 fastest growing countries in the world, 11 of them are the African continent, and the average GDP growth on the African continent predicted to 2017 is 5.5%, and I'm sure you'll admit that that's quite a good growth for a continent. I also just want to give you context about Standard Bank. On the African continent, we are represented in 20 countries across the continent, and we have about 48,000 staff that work in Standard Bank. South Africa, however, does have its challenges. Our unemployment rate is sitting at 24%, and our GDP growth is very low at 1.6% for 2015 year to date, and is predicted to only be 2.1% for 2016. This slow growth in the economy, of course, causes a challenge in terms of job creation. 58% of South Africa's total GDP comes out of the small enterprise segment, and 59% of South Africa's employment comes out of the small enterprise segment. It is predicted that 90% of new jobs will be created in the small enterprise segment as well. As you can see, this means that the small enterprise segment is really vital to the growth of South Africa's economy and the sustainability thereof. Next up, we're going to play a video which will give you a quick snapshot of what the program was all about.
Think Big, powered by Standard Bank.
Ahead of me is Africa's City of Gold, a place for dreamers, where hopefuls come for a better life and chance for wealth unprecedented. But it's a myth. It's a myth because it's a game where there are insiders and outsiders. Not everyone can play. The only way to create a game for all is to create many entry points. I believe entrepreneurs do just that. They create something out of nothing. They generate economic activity, and most importantly, they create jobs. This is why Think Big is telling their story, and we're doing so to inspire. I'm Derek Thomas. I'm a South African who's passionate about this country, and I'm passionate about business. Because business is our key social activity. It builds our society, it puts food on our table, and it enables our children to go to school. It gives us all dignity.
I'm Nabuntu Webster. For the next 6 weeks, Derek and I will be traveling across South Africa to visit our 12 Think Big contestants. They're mostly owner-run businesses that began as small startups. The founders are hands-on, and none of them had startup capital from outside funders. For these business people, it's make or break.
One of these businesses stands the chance to receive a 1 million rand cash injection from Think Big towards their dream.
Hundreds of entrepreneurs with big dreams responded to our call for entries. 24 were shortlisted and 12 were chosen as Think Big's 2014 semi-finalists. The criteria: you must have a running business and a viable dream to expand. The Think Big team will visit all 12 companies and discover their dreams and challenges. The mission is to select 6 of these entrepreneurs to pitch their dream to the Think Big board. Each CEO will be given a challenge to propel their dream forward before the big decision in the final episode. Only one will receive 1 million rand courtesy of Standard Bank towards their business dream and be crowned Think Big Champion 2014. Think Big, powered by Standard Bank.
It was such an inspiring project to work on, but we knew that the program itself would not be enough. We needed to leverage the property as well as our investment to get the most out of it that we could. Talk about a 360 approach. We pushed every button that was available to us. We put this small business owner at the center of our strategy, and we really touched and leveraged every possible channel that we could. I'm not going to take you through the traditional TV and radio mediums. I'm rather going to focus on the other elements that you can see on the screen. We used our existing platform called BizConnect. BizConnect is a portal for small enterprise owners to go to for tips, tools, advice and guidelines. We drove an online-offline strategy from TV to BizConnect, back to the TV and back to BizConnect. What I mean by this is that the audience would watch the TV show and then be directed to go to the BizConnect platform. On the BizConnect platform, they found additional insights, tools, tips and guidelines on challenges that the contestant from that episode was experiencing. From there, they were directed back to watch the repeat program of the TV and then back to BizConnect to get additional interviews, snippets, background information and again tools, tips and advice to help them. In terms of online advertising, we did 3 things. We did your traditional online banners, we did the interstitials or pop-up banners, and we did AdaTube pre-rolls. On the online banners, we had 2 types that we rotated throughout the show. The one was very specifically to drive them to the time and the channel that they needed to go to watch the show, and the other one was more of a brand positioning around Standard Bank building small businesses in the country. With the AdaTube pre-roll, we created a mini hub with videos and content to engage the audience. The type of topics that we covered in the AdaTube pre-roll was things like top 10 mistakes made by entrepreneurs, the biggest startup mistakes, business goals worksheets, and even self-assessment tests. Are you ready to be a business owner? The results of the AdaTube pre-roll was very good. We had a click-through rate of 3.64% and we had an overall engagement of 11.25%, where the industry average is only between 3 and 5%. We made sure that we were visible when small enterprise owners tried to find us. We were on Google Search, Google Display, and we did remarketing. We also had a strong presence on YouTube. On launch day, we did a masthead takeover, and our TrueView advertising yielded an average of 12.3%. On social media, we used the presenters of the show, the contestants on the show, the channel that the TV program was running on, and we picked a few influential business owners. We let the community do the rest. It worked amazingly well. We had 77% user-generated content, and the positive sentiment grew week on week. On Facebook, we created a social engagement platform by letting users vote for their weekly favorite contestant and also by letting them join the conversation on pertinent topics like what advice would you give that contestant that week, or what are your thoughts on working with your life partner in a business? Is it good? Is it bad? And they really came to the party in terms of their thoughts and their contribution to the conversation. We of course didn't forget about our own customer base, and we kept our own customer base up to date with the program and the tips and insights that they could learn from watching the program. The show offered us great content from a PR perspective. We focused on topics such as building businesses in South Africa, as well as the human and insight stories of the contestants of the show. The results were fantastic. We had 4 TV interviews, 31 print advertorials, 50 print editorials, 16 radio interviews, 7 online editorials, and 2 podcasts. What was also great about the PR is that it gave us a platform to continue doing PR for 6 months after the show had finished. We were able to give our audience updates on how the contestants were continuing to grow in their business and the continued lessons that they were learning. We wanted to make the show real or tangible to our target market. So we partnered up with one of the biggest radio stations in South Africa, Metro FM, and we hosted bi-monthly seminars where Our customers and potential customers were invited to come and engage with experts, the contestants and the presenters of the show to gain more learnings. We also recorded these sessions and used the insights and learnings on BizConnect for further audiences to engage with. We created networking platforms for the small enterprises. It was some of the feedback that we got was that small enterprises struggle to meet other enterprises and network with them. So we created a hot tables event where small enterprises were able to engage with each other, give each other business and learn from each other. We had an expert speaker at these events to also give them entrepreneurial encouragement, motivation and insights. We of course didn't want to forget about the Standard Bank staff, and we wanted to get them excited about the show as well. So on the day of the launch we set up a photo booth in the foyer of the offices where staff were able to come and engage with us, have their photograph taken and have this superimposed onto the cover of the Entrepreneur magazine. The headlines of the magazine gave you all the information about the show. This went viral. The staff loved it. We also did desk drops onto everybody's desks of popcorn, and on the belly band of the popcorn we gave the information about where to watch the show and when to watch the show. We also did something very special for the business banking team in particular, where we hosted them at the movie cinemas where they were able to watch the first episode, meet the contestants and meet the presenters in person. We also did weekly emailers, which was a competition. So staff were asked questions about the show, and if they got the questions right they went into a draw for a big prize at the end of the 10 weeks. We kept them updated continually about the progress of the show. So in closing, TV is a great platform to use to engage with entrepreneurs. We had a 43% reach of our target market, and in the research that we conducted, we had a liking and a relevance of 7 and 7.1 out of 10, which is really good. But it's all the other platforms that really made the difference. On our BizConnect platform, we doubled our unique visitors and our page views. And as you can see from the stats that I've shown you in terms of the social media engagement, the events, the seminars, the hot tables, the PR, it was all of this that pulled together to really make the difference. So if I had to ask the question, did the Think Big platform engage with our target market? The answer would be yes. And did Think Big make a difference in terms of the brand perception of the bank? The answer would also be yes. Thank you all for having me. It's been great to speak to you. I'm sorry that I can't be there in person, but I'm available on a call for any questions.